Hi Aries, I hope that you're all doing well. I am so happy to be here with you. For those of you that are curious why I'm doing another Aries reading so soon, as I feel like we've been doing some extra ones, well, more than usual, I do not pick the readings for when I do zodiac readings, and also when I do collective readings. I don't pick which zodiac I'm going to be doing myself. I have a deck where among other things within the deck, it does have the zodiacs, so I'll pull that before I do the readings for YouTube. And if there's a sign that comes out or signs that come out, those are the readings that I cover for the day. And if I don't have any signs that come out, I'll do collective reading. So that's sort of how I pick those things, just in case anybody was curious, if that matters to you. So we are here with a timeless reading. We're going to see what's going on, if there is any advice that you need to hear, if there's guidance, if there's something that you want clarified. Okay, we are starting off with Four of Cups, and we also have Six of Swords here. And the Lovers. And Knight of Cups. Every time a card comes out, it always has a second one with it. That's interesting. So, Four of Cups and Six of Swords. What Four of Cups is connected with is when you feel sort of medium about things. It can be like, I'm not really feeling super enthusiastic right now, or I'm not feeling great, or this doesn't feel super favorable to me. You know, it's kind of that more, I don't know about that type of energy. Having those Six of Swords can mean that you're going to be moving on from being in that space. So if you felt like sort of this stuff that was coming through or being offered to you, or you were just going through a time where you felt like a little bit disconnected, or you needed time to even like recover emotionally from something, or just nothing was really, you know, like hitting for you, nothing was really feeling that, you could have felt like there was a lack of enthusiasm even, as the Four of Cups can allude to that. It's sort of like the things that you're being presented with, you're just like, about it. But Six of Swords looks like you're going to be moving away from that, and that things are going to be getting better. So yeah, if you'd been like, where is the passion, where's the enthusiasm, I'm seeing that you're going to be like moving into a place where those things are going to sort of be jump started. But yeah, you could be going through a time right now where you're just like, nothing was really resonating that was in a deep way that was being presented with you, and you could have felt kind of uninspired. But now you're moving on from that, is what I'm seeing. So what are we looking at next? We see the Lovers and we see Knight of Cups. This can be you communicating with somebody that you're close with. It can be somebody coming through and wanting to talk to you. It can also be somebody wanting to connect with you too. Having the Lovers here, this is generally like a relationship that you would care about that would be connected with this. So it could be somebody reaching out to you saying, hey, I want to talk, or I want to connect. Oh, Four of Cups can also be feeling like if you were trying to make a bid or extend anything, it could have also not been being like received the way that you wanted to. So let's say you like wanted to hang out with someone and you were hitting them up and they weren't really available. It can be like that type of thing too, where if you were the one on the end of trying to do something, it's like stuff just wasn't aligning, it wasn't lining up. So if you were seeking to, you know, connect with someone or have a conversation, you could have felt like it's so weird, like nobody's available right now. It's like when I have free time, nobody else has free time, or when they have free time, I'm busy. You know, it can be like that type of thing, just like stuff being misaligned. So anyway, I'm seeing you move forward. What this looks like is that you are going to be connecting with someone, or at least have the opportunity to connect with them. This can also be a message that you receive as well with the Lovers and Knight of Cups. This can be a conversation that you have, can be feelings that are being discussed as well. I'm seeing Gemini and I'm seeing Scorpio here. This could potentially imply a change with the Death card and Eight of Swords. Whatever was happening over here, it felt like it didn't allow you to be particularly active. And you could have also had a lot more like downtime or been in more of a lull within the energy. This can also mean too that there were like obligatory things that you had to be involved in, but it could have felt like I'm just doing this stuff because I have to, but it's not feeling super fun for me. You know, it can be like that type of thing that's happening. Or there could have just been something that was going on, maybe not in a way that was preferable, like that type of thing. Now I'm seeing there be a moving forward. Also too, if you were trying to do something and it ended up not working out, there can be like a moving on from that. Like, okay, I got the sign, I got the message, I'm gonna move forward now. It can be like that type of thing as well. It does feel like something is being recognized and there is going to be a movement where you're sort of liberating yourself from something taking up space, preoccupying you. Okay. Having Lovers and having Three of Pentacles, this can mean that there's a partnership that you're going to be working within. You can be working something out with someone too. This can be a collaboration. Like you can have a business partner with a business partnership where you're going to be working something out. It doesn't have to be that. It can be like a relationship where you're working something out with someone, or it can just be like something that you're involved with and that you care about, where there's something that's like being done, something that's happening. I am seeing Hierophant on the bottom of the deck, so there can be a bit of a commitment to this of like trying to do something, of trying to figure something out, and it does look like it has to do with you and something or someone else. This is going to break out into a new chapter. It feels like that's what the consensus is going to be about, like this being offered to you. If that is something that you want, where's the hesitance? This could possibly change some stuff for you within your life. It looks like there's been communication with you and another person, like even transparency. And it does also too look like there's an option for you to have basically a new chapter with someone, and it feels like if you decide to take that on, there can be some stuff changing. It feels like this is indicating that with the Death card, but what this also feels too is that if you decide to take this on and open this next chapter, you're going to be opening the chapter with another person. This doesn't look like a solo next chapter. It looks like it would be an opportunity for you to be side by side with somebody starting that chapter together. And maybe that's what's been trying to be worked out. Like, we're trying to work something out here between the two of us and figure things out, and it lends itself to the possibility or the opportunity of you guys having a conversation and then being like, okay, we can start this next chapter together, if you would want to do that. I'm not seeing you take this right away without thinking about it. I'm seeing sort of the response or the person that receives it being the Queen of Swords. Okay. Looks like it has to do with relationship stuff is involved, commitment stuff is involved, especially not wanting to take on something that's going to be disruptive in a way that you don't want it to be. It can break up stagnant energy, but there can also be some big changes that you can be looking at and being like, I don't know if I'm totally ready for that, but it feels like it's an opportunity if that is what you want. I will say this, like taking some of this reading at face value, to have Four of Cups and to have Four of Swords, what this can mean is that there's something coming in, and rather than taking it on, you can say like, I need to focus on me right now. Or that could have been what happened initially, because Four of Cups can be like a denial or a dismissal of, yeah, something's coming through, but I'm sort of shrugging away from it. And why would you be shrugging away from that if you don't take that on? It can be because you need to rest, or you want time alone. You know, it can be that type of thing where you could have sort of hermited yourself or felt like, I can't take that on right now. Like that type of thing, because Four of Swords is a card of stillness. This can also mean too, like I'm not into that right now, or like I'm just not in the mood right now, and I need to get back to a place where I feel grounded, or I feel like my energy is where it needs to be, or even that my mind is right. And so right now I can't take that on. You know, it can be like that type of thing. I'm seeing the Lovers and I'm seeing Ace of Pentacles. So this can be a new chapter with somebody potentially. You know, it can even be like, we could start this new chapter as a couple within a relationship. It can be like that type of thing too. But I do get a sense of indication with Four of Cups and Four of Swords. This is like, I need to stabilize my energy. Then also too, having the Lovers and having Ace of Pentacles, it feels like something has materialized now where you can be partnering up with someone, where you can be getting into a relationship, a romantic relationship, a business relationship, can just be starting something with someone to see. But it feels like if you have been wanting a new chapter where it's going to be not just you but also another person, that now has materialized, and that can be something that you embark upon if you decide to, if you want to. But I'm also seeing too the Death card, and I'm seeing Four of Wands, and what this can mean is that you're going through a major shift within your life when it comes to how things sort of worked before and what they looked like, and how even your everyday was versus what it's sort of turning into. And also too, having Death card and having Four of Wands can mean that like something is going to change, where maybe you're going to be stepping into a commitment or stepping into something officially, or a relationship that you had before is going to be closing out in a big way. It can just feel like what's going to be happening is that this is going to push things into a more stable direction for you. Where Death card can be like taking on a transition, but then what comes of it is feeling like this is where I put my energy, and it feels like a foundation is being laid. I'm seeing there also be sort of needing to be flexible with things, and also trying to figure out, how do I move forward? How do I keep going? How do I not be stuck here? And it may be a multifaceted approach that you have to take with Two of Pentacles and Six of Swords. Because Six of Swords is like, I want to move on from this. I don't want this to be something that I'm all caught up in anymore. And Two of Pentacles is sort of figuring out how to do that exactly. Especially when something may have not gone exactly as you expected it to, or exactly as you wanted it to. And you could have felt like you were sort of on your own to be dealing with something. Now, having Three of Pentacles and having Knight of Cups here, it can mean that there's a message about somebody wanting to work with you or work things out with you. But then having Queen of Swords and having Eight of Swords have to figure out like what's the best way for you to respond to this. And it also too is about being smart and using your discernment too, because Queen of Wands is Queen of Swords is that part of you. It's Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is that part of you that's going to allow something to present itself so you can assess it and see what you think about it. But then having Eight of Swords here, there can be a little bit of a blockage, but you can be trying to figure out, like, what's the holdup? Like, what's going on in my psyche that I feel like isn't allowing for a smooth transition here? And so you can really be looking into that. Like, what's stopping me from functioning at my best here, from discerning most effectively here, and from taking all of that anxiety or all of that fear or those blockages or like whatever is getting in the way, so I can really free my mind to see things as they are and be able to properly and effectively assess. And this means too, if there's any type of thinking that needs to be released, that can also be happening too, as your mind and your mentality can be very much evolving at this point. Even how you do things, how you communicate, your receptivity can be involved in this too. There can also be a worry about how things will change for you as well. That can be something that's sort of in the mix here. Like, what does that mean then? I want to clarify this Eight of Swords. I wonder if this is actually, now that I'm looking at things, you can be trying to navigate a time where you feel like you're realizing a lot of blocks that you have, or maybe a main block that you have. You know, where you're trying to move through something or work through something and you're like, oh, there's a block there. That's something that's not allowing me to see through this. You know, it's getting in the way of my vision here. So you can be navigating that. And I get too that you may have stuff on your plate right now where you have to be flexible, and that can also be throwing you off too. The ways that I have to work through things, maybe this isn't ideal to have to bend this far or twist around in this way, you know, or deal with this and that too. It can be that type of thing, and there can be a part of you that you start getting in your own head, and then you feel like you're sort of locked in the labyrinth and you want to be released from it. So you can also be realizing, like, what puts me in that space? What puts me in that mentality? What is getting in the way of me feeling like things are good or things are stable or things are level or how I want them to be? Is anything blocking things feeling harmonious for me within my life? And also too, am I unwilling to let go of things? Because having the Death card here, it can be, if there's anything that's getting in the way of things evolving within your life, so stuff can sort of come together the way that you want it to. If there's anything blocking that, now can be a time where you're realizing those things. My thinking had been getting in the way of that, or these parameters that I'd been setting up had been getting in the way of this. Like, why was I not being flexible? What am I trying to even hold off that's wanting to happen just so I can maintain this feeling that I have a sense of control? So there can be some releasing, there can be some letting go. You can even be setting boundaries with yourself too, or just like working with yourself and your psyche. When I say setting boundaries, it feels like you may be called to do certain things, to participate, and then you get stuck, and then you have to work with that part of yourself to say, hey, I understand that this is going on right now, but we still need to function here. I still need to move through this, or we still got to figure this out, even if this can be scary, or even if this can be overwhelming. I do get the sense too in the beginning here of you sort of rebounding or recovering or getting back to where you need to get to feel like you can sort of function properly. As it does feel like in the center of this, the potential of a new chapter being there, and that always is a decision as to whether or not you want to take that on, but I'm definitely seeing that be an option here. Like, there being this expression, this communication of feelings with you and this person. Like, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like that, what's going on with you? Like, wearing your hearts on your sleeve type of thing, to just be very clear sort of about what's going on for the sake of communication, you guys understanding what's happening. But yeah, in the beginning of this, you could have felt like, I'm not in the right mentality for this. I'm not in the right space. I'm still figuring out how to move forward. Then in the middle, I'm seeing the thing materializing, coming to fruition about you and another person. But keep in mind too that, like, for some of you that you're not looking for a romantic relationship, this can be somebody coming through and wanting to work on a business partnership with you. For others of you that that's not really a relevant thing for you, this can be somebody romantically wanting to come through and wanting to be like a partner for you. It can be like that type of thing, something that's being shared. But whatever it is, it feels like there's a candid energy here where, if anything, it just feels like working things out and there being a lot of communication that's needed to just be very transparent about things, and then seeing what the option is. And it does feel very much like there can be a choice that's being made between you and another person. Maybe that's the thing too. Do you have the option to connect with this person or disconnect from this person? That can also be a thing too, having the lovers, because lovers can be a relationship choice that's being made. So it can be like, do I want this new chapter by myself on my own, or do I want this new chapter with this person? And I've been working to communicate with them, and they've been communicating with me, so we can figure this out. What do we want to do? And that can be part of it too. And so you can feel like either way, things are going to be changing. It's just the how that may be being figured out at this point. Yeah. What I'm seeing with the Eight of Swords, I have the Moon coming out, and what this can mean is basically you exploring the psyche space to really understand your mind and to understand things that you hadn't been aware of before, especially stuff that like blocks you or holds you back. Stuff that gets in the way of you clearly discerning things or thinking clearly or assessing things properly. And that's a big part of this. So that's what I'm seeing. Especially during a time that can feel just kind of stressful for you, or can be making these things very apparent of, oh, I have a very huge block here. How do I deal with this? Now that it's coming up and I can't really avoid it and I can't really deny it, how do I work with that? Because it feels too like it's something that may not be allowing things to stabilize, and you can be wanting things to feel stable or for things to work properly. And so having certain blocks come to light can allow you to understand how to navigate and be able to get the type of outcome that you want here, or have your life be reflective of the type of harmony that you want to experience. So yeah, anything that hasn't been allowing things to be reflective of what you want them to feel like, what you want them to look like. That's what I'm seeing going on here. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.